Climb in. Up we go. This J model works really well for while you're traveling. We can pull over for lunch. We always have a table available. The sink, the bathroom, the bed, it's all available to take a little nap. Now that you're seeing the RV, I'll show you some of the mods we make. And my granddaughter Maddie is going to help me out. Let's move the slide out and see how much room we got. Piece of cake. Some of the simpler ones I have in another video, easy mods. Those are really simple. These are a little more involved, but still not that bad. One of the first mods was adding in this cargo net. It's attached to the walls and snaps right here on the bottom. They're just hooked down. Another thing I did is added reflectex to these little windows since we don't use them that much. Anyway, so it was closed in. We cover it over and... You want a pillow?
Yep.
Okay. Where's the blanket?
There's the blanket.
Where? Let me see it.
This is a blanket.
Is that a blanket?
Yes.
It looks like a towel.
You pretend. You can pretend.
Normally while we're traveling we keep the curtains pulled just so it looks a little cleaner and neater. We'll keep this little rug over the steps here. That works great to wipe your feet on when you come in. It keeps dirt from falling into the cracks around this battery compartment. And it also gives you a better idea where the steps are versus where the level is. Down is, especially at night or when it's not too bright here. Moving on to under the sink. Here, built a little holder for my coffee maker. It's a Keurig. I take that, it holds it in place so it doesn't move around and slide around. And I got a little place on top for the K-cups. So we use these in the morning. It's very quick and works great. And over on the other side, we just keep water jugs, dish pans, move the water filter back and put a little hook. Over in the stove area, put in the paper towel holder, of course. I don't know if anybody else had a problem with this, but I keep losing those little black rubber bumpers here. Yeah, I got suckers that keep falling out, so just use some silicone, put a dab on there, and that seems to work pretty well. Yeah, keeps the front from rattling. Moving down to our pan drawer. We got these great nesting stainless steel pans. They work really good, but they're kind of heavy, and sometimes going around corners of the drawer would just come flying out. So we just added in a second magnet here, and since we added that, no problems. Okay, where was I? As you know, we don't live in our RV, so we take it out a few times a year, and dang, I can't remember where all these switches go to, so answer that is just label them. Yeah, in these cabinets you have great overhead lights, but unfortunately they create a lot of shadows, so sometimes it's kind of hard to see inside. So the answer to that is motion control lights. Now when I open the cabinet drawer, motion control light comes on, and you can actually see what you want to get. While we're in here, you can see the birch shelving. It's just birch plywood, but I made these shelves out of here. That's really handy to keep all your wraps up here. Otherwise, they go all over the place. But usually when we're traveling, we have this pretty much filled up. And down here, we have all our plates and cups and some condiments. That works out great too. And back here in the cabinets for our clothes, I also put some more birch plywood up here. This is really nice because I can stack some clothes here and some up here, and they don't fall over so much. And you can also put some of your small things in these boxes and just take it out, and it makes it a lot easier to get to. Well, you may have noticed when I was moving the slide out earlier that the engine wasn't running. Yeah, I bypassed the engine and emergency brake interlock. I'm not saying that you should do it, but yes, There's a relay up there that controls that, and I just took mine out and jumpered a wire over. So anyway, the slide motors are working off the coach batteries anyway. And here, take a look. You see the house batteries at 13.4. I worked the slide out. Doesn't even budget. On the road, we don't watch TV much, so for the front TV, this is actually a 12-volt TV that was initially wired to run off the inverter, and then the inverter is a little transformer that converts it back to DC. So what? Goes from DC to AC to DC? Anyway, I wired it directly into our batteries with a little switch, so I can just turn the power off when I want to. The only drawback I've seen is sometimes I'll get a little flickering on the TV when we're running the microwave. Otherwise that works fine. Yeah, this may seem like a strange one, but the coach did come with a rear TV, and we took it out because we don't use it, and ended up putting in a little bracket here so we can attach a fan and blow on this when it gets hot out at night. One of the big improvements for sleeping was adding 2-inch memory foam on the bed. You can see Maddie testing it out. We just took the foam, put a sheet around it, and my wife sewed it. And we actually split these in two in case we wanted to move the headrest up and down. But eventually we decided that we weren't going to do that. We'll just leave them flat and use pillows as needed.
Yes. You would have to jump on the bed.
Yes. Two little monkeys were hopping on the bed. One fell off and hit his head. Mama called the doctor, and the doctor said,
"Get those Maddies back into bed."
Moving on to under the bed. Okay, well, under the bed and around the water heater, I just added some more insulation here, and also behind the water tank back there. And I also put in a little digital switch here so I can see the temperature of the water heater. Right under the bed is where we store the water hose and the water softener. That water softener is one of my favorites, by the way. But if you want to see more about that, it's in the freshwater systems video. And of course the EMS unit, covered that in a different video. But I do have Velcro on these panels. Behind that trap door is the fresh water tank. Where you can see I've marked the water levels, and that's also where the sensors are mounted. So I was able to pry off the top one that was up there and move it down to the bottom. My E indicator is now when there's 3 gallons of water. And I also added Velcro to this panel here that I can get to it anytime I need to look under for any kind of electrical needs. Easy peasy.
From the bathroom is closed. And peek inside.
Moving on into the bathroom, we have the one-piece faucet handle we put in, as well as the oxygenetic shower head.
Can I get into the shower?
You can take a shower in there, yes. Yeah, we're also using these command strips to hold the toilet bowl container in. You just hear the fan running. I'm going to talk about that in the next video. But normally there's only a small space on top of the door, and also on the floor of the door for the air to go through. And with a more powerful fan, that's not really enough. Yeah, the best way to get ventilation for that fan is to keep the bathroom door open, but fortunately, you don't always want to do that. To help the airflow a little better, I put in this vent. Another reason to have that vent there is if you open your window over here, at night you get the cool air blowing across you and up into the air and outside, so that works pretty good. Yeah, that covers most of the simple mods. Of course, out here we got another shelf for there. There's a shelf down below here under the sink, and of course the water accumulator tank. so the water pump doesn't run constantly. So that's pretty cool. A couple other quick mods are right here in the closet. We put in some clips for our, what is this, a wet mop or something like that? And then of course just the broom and dustpan. So that's going to wrap up this video. I got one more coming, and I'll cover the things we did outside the RV and a few of the major ones. There's not so many, so give me a little more time to tell you about them. So these are pretty straightforward. So anyway, this is Grandpa Ron, and I'll see you on the road. Was that fun?